Hey everyone, happy Monday to you. I hope all is well. I will have your 12-step paper graded today. Sorry about the glare from the computer, but it's what it is. Um, so I look forward to reading those. And this week we'll wrap up our 12-step, at least this version of 12 steps, AA, NACA, Al-Anon, Nar-Anon, ACA. And we'll until we get to our next one in week 12, which will be Celebrate Recovery, which is a Christian 12-step based program, which I'll tell you about another time. But this week, you will do a summary DB on your paper. So use the same resources. Do not copy and paste your paper. I won't accept that. So summarize your paper in a DB format, the 200 to 250 words, etc., etc. So same rules, same guidelines. Original post due Thursday night. Follow up to two peers due Saturday. That said, the idea here is, that you turn in your individual paper to me and I give you individual feedback, and then you do these DBs to share your experience with your peers and you have an interaction with your peers about that. So that's how that works. And so now we've completed our first quarter of the semester. So now, as I mentioned in the first few videos, now the weeks just repeat themselves, right? DB, quiz, DB, paper. That's your next 4 weeks. The 4 weeks after, DB, quiz, DB, paper, right? So you summarize your paper this week. There's your first DB. Next week, you have a quiz on chapter 25 on co-occurring disorders. This is an important chapter. I mean, they're all important, but this one's really important. Because, most of our clients have some sort of co-occurring disorder. Maybe they don't recognize it. Maybe they do. And while as LCDCs, we don't diagnose mental health disorders, we do need to be familiar with them because it affects so much of our clients' lives, right? The following week 7's on chapter 30, treatment settings. That'll be quiz 2. Then that'll be followed up in week 8 by your Smart Recovery paper. I'm going to tell you now, start looking at Smart Recovery. Don't wait till that last week because sometimes they can be a little tricky to get onto. Most of Smart Recovery's paper or meetings are online. There are a few in person, but nothing like the 12-step model. Right, there goes that light. Nothing like the 12-step model where they're on every corner. So that said, as we get a little closer, I'll talk much more about Smart Recovery. But right now, this week, what you need to do is summarize your paper, then look at next week's co-occurring disorders and the quiz. Then the following week after that is DB on treatment settings. And I'll talk much more about treatment settings, and that'll kind of align with, for those of you that are in 1305, that will align with that as well. I've got lots of experience with treatment settings. I worked in one for about 9 years. I also work with them every day as an interventionist, also as a therapist. I would encourage you all to get to know your facilities, your business development reps, because they're going to help you, right? They'll come to you. You don't even have to go to them, but I would encourage you to take time out of your busy schedules to tour these places. I want to know where I'm sending somebody. I want to know the aesthetics. I want to know the philosophies, their ideals, their clinical staff. Yes, the clinical staff changes regularly in a lot of places, but I still want to know their philosophy. So whoever they plug in there, I know what they do, and I can have a conversation with a client about that or a client's family about that. Because look, if you work with this population for any period of time, you're going to eventually ask someone to go to treatment or encourage someone to go to treatment. That's where we're at there. I don't really have a whole lot this week other than that, so we'll keep this one super short this week. Next week, as we go over the DBs, I won't leave you personal feedback on them. I'll probably just do a video and we'll wrap up the 12-step model. And I say for this portion of it because we will also, sorry, that's my buddy from Florida giving me grief about the Eagles winning. So as a Cowboys fan, that was brutal. But that said, is I'll go over a wrap-up summary of the 12-step model, but in week 12, we're going to get into another 12-step meeting called Celebrate Recovery. That's a little ways down the way. I hope you guys have a great week, and as always, if I can be of any help, please don't hesitate to reach out.